everybody, it's Sally Ann Spence. I'm highly excited because we've just been asked to come down here by Nigel Larkin. With me is Professor Danielle Schreve, and she's from University of Bristol. She has come down on the site today to identify a few things. Look at one of our other videos and you will see her doing that. But right now we have been asked to come down here because they have found something they want her to look at. And this is live, so bear with us. We're going to get down here. Look at this. Now I'm going to have to pass my microphone over to you, Nigel. Ooh. Actually, I'm going to hold it here. Here we are.
Okay. So just to uncover this. This wasn't found by me. This was found by some of our excellent diggers. It's a nice piece of bone. A bit delicate. There's a few cracks, but at either end we have some interesting shapes, I think. And I'd like Danielle's opinion on this.
So what sort of animal is the bone from, first of all?
So it looks like a radius. So part of the lower arm bone. But I'm just feeling round. Could be a tibia, depending on what direction it goes in there. But I see exactly what you're saying here. This scalloping at the edge here, that's really interesting.
Also with this far end, there's the same sort of scalloping but on a smaller scale all the way around.
Yeah,
so
I can see that.
Nibbled at both ends.
So there's a little puncture mark just there, isn't there? So yeah, the kinds of things that we're looking at with carnivores exploiting these bones. They're trying to get at the bone marrow, which is really nutritious, so even more so than fat or the meat itself. And of course, at this time there are animals around that have the power to break open these bones. So particularly things like spotted hyenas, but of course, wolves and things would also give it a nibble. But this kind of big breakage, I'd be really interested to see this cleaned up and to see whether that's evidence of hyena gnawing.
It'd be nice to see the other side, see if there's any evidence of tooth marks on there, quite apart from the scalloping. You might see chattering sort of tooth marks over on both sides.
Indeed, and particularly things like hyenas, they have these enormous premolars, and what they're doing is basically, getting these bones, jiggling them about in their mouth, and going in from the top and the bottom, because those are the spongiest, easiest parts to break open. Obviously it doesn't seem to have been completely broken open, although we don't know what the other side looks like.
It's a shame that they do go from either end, because of course you lose some of the main identifying characteristics to tell you what bone it is straight away. I'd need both ends of the bone to tell me what it is. Danielle will be able to tell from just the shape of the mid-shaft once it's out of the ground.
Well, this is fantastic, because we were literally just doing a quick interview with Danielle about the megafauna that we've had from this site, and that we were looking for the predators, because we certainly have the prey species.
And sometimes if we can't find the actual bones or teeth of the predators themselves, it's this kind of secondary evidence. It's all part of this detective puzzle and trying to figure out how these bones got in here and what.
Ideally, there would be some hyena droppings around this as well. That would be perfect. That would be the perfect
and a paw print.
But it can happen, because if you read a book by Hans Cook called The Spotted Hyena, he's observed the fact that they do actually defecate on their food sometimes. So it's almost like they've got as full as they possibly can, they poo on it saying, that's mine, I'm coming back for that.
And hyena poo does fossilise because it contains so much bone. So we do occasionally find them even in open sites like this.
This is really exciting. This is live, everybody. This is we've literally just come down here to have a look at this, and that is really, really exciting, because if we've got our hyenas crunching away on bones, then we've got our little ecosystem.
Fantastic.
Well, certainly the bigger players in the ecosystem.
So we're going to cover it up, because that needs to be lifted tomorrow. Ideally we'd lift it this evening, but it's actually very, very damp. It's quite saturated. There's a lot of water. These gravels are saturated, so it's fragile. It needs to be treated properly tomorrow and lifted very, very carefully, because there's a lot of evidence on there. It's a perfect specimen.
Wow. Well, do keep following our videos. The hashtag is TuskForce. And you will also find a video with Nigel Larkin and myself talking about trace fossils, where we do touch on the subject of spotted hyena poo. So this all ties in really nicely, and thank you, Danielle, for coming along and looking at that. Keep posted and we will tell you more as we find out.